organization. That was embarrassing what y'all did to Catherine Hickman. Steve Stefanski, Andrew Bird, and all the upper brass, man. Y'all should be ashamed for that. No, it's y'all job on a daily basis to come out and talk to the media. No disrespect to Catherine, but nobody didn't want to hear from her. It's your job. It's your job as a coach, as the GM to come out and speak. So I don't want to hear no gripe about a player not speaking to the media. I don't want that to be on any networks because a coach just did it with the Browns organization. And her explanation was terrible. Again, why would y'all put her in that position? She was basically talking to the Atlantic what you call them the analytics crew. She was talking to those guys. Those guys understood what she was talking about. But for guys like me who just know football and don't worry about the analytics, that wasn't good enough for me. What y'all got tired of answering questions about Shador because y'all know he the hottest thing on y'all roster. Like I said, nobody pays attention to Cleveland during the preseason. The the most watched preseason game was when Shador got in and he played against the Panthers. And Shador played damn good against the Panthers. That's why people was watching um the preseason game and training camp because of Shador. And don't act like the Browns y'all didn't gain publicity off of that. I mean the man jersey so jersey is sold out in Cleveland because of who he is. And I think eventually he gonna start. I tell you what, if if he was the starter, if he was named the starter week one, I would have picked them confidently. But since Joe Flacco's starting, the Browns might give him a game. I mean, we know what Joe Flacco is. At this point, the man's 40. Last year he played with Indy, and they got him off the couch because he took them to the playoffs. Deshaun Watson haven't done that. Deshaun Watson been hurt, tore both of his Achilles, and they knew that they made a mistake by giving Deshaun Watson that contract. They gave him. Now I'm not mad at Deshaun Watson. If they gave me that contract, I would have signed it. Signed that contract. I would have been stupid not to sign it, and not tell him to sign it. I'm just so glad that the Commanders organization not like that anymore because the fool upstairs who was making giving these players $100 million, and when they got here, they didn't show their worth that they deserve the money. So now we have smart people in place, and we in good position going forward. But I just didn't like how they just left Catherine Hickman out there to explain what they going through with the quarterbacks. She don't know. I mean, if she see them guys and talk to them guys every day, but she not out there on the field with them. That's why nobody gonna take y'all serious. Y'all out of it before what? October? I mean, by November, October, November. Come on. Like I said, the only reason y'all got publicity because of Shador and who he was. Y'all had the most eyes on y'all. The only time I could say y'all had eyes on y'all is when y'all got OBJ and and Landry. That was the other time that y'all had eyes on y'all as a franchise. But nobody really cared about, oh, it's the Browns. I gotta watch the Browns. The only time people watch the Browns is their team going up against the Browns. And if you're not a hardcore Browns fan, you wouldn't know. And Browns fans, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just talking about how y'all organization is run. And that, like Steve Stefanski, he should have been up there answering questions. I don't want to hear no excuses or he was sick. I don't want to hear none of that. Because like I just said, players have to players have to do that. Players have to talk to the media every day, before practice, after practice, don't post game and things like that. Yeah. So that's what it is, man. And like I said, Catherine Hickman, I'm sure she's a nice lady. But she shouldn't have been in that position. Like I said, basically she was just talking about analytics. She didn't really give the media nothing. They probably just told her, go out there, here's a piece of paper, here's what you here's what you gonna say, blah blah blah, and see if the media buy it. I know the local reporters not gonna buy it. If Joe struggle, who you gonna turn to? Yeah, you gonna turn to Dylan Gabriel. But Dylan Gabriel, he not what everybody wanna see. He not. They want to see Shador. That's why I wish the Raiders would have traded for Shador. Somewhere where he could go and just shine. We know Geno answer. I'm sorry. We know Geno Smith, not the answer. He had a good year in Seattle. He had a good year in Vegas. But same thing. We know how he is. He could turn the ball over at any time. And they just got the Raiders just got Kenny Pickett, who bounced around the league. We know what Kenny Pickett is. Can we just call Kenny Pickett a bust at this point? Well, if y'all not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Kenny Pickett is the buzz. He is. Can he play? Yes. But Kenny Pickett was chosen to be the next heir apparent to Big Ben. They haven't done that. They haven't found that guy in years. They have in Pittsburgh. And just because you was injured and when Mason Rudolph got to play in the playoff game, you got upset. You was injured. I mean, yeah, you played good against us last year. You did. I give you that. But once again, you were just a backup, and your career at this point, you are a backup. So I can see like next year, Kenny Pickett probably out the league because this is what third, 14 million. How long have been in Cleveland since the spring, and already he been traded before the season. So you didn't even get no snaps in the preseason, and the Browns already gave up on you if you can't pick. You ask me, Geno Smith and Kenny Pickett, they the same guys. They gon' Are they gonna win you some games? Yes, but down the stretch, they gonna Geno Smith gonna lose you some games. And we know how Pete Carroll is. Pete Carroll, he Pete Carroll, he gonna give you the rah speeches and all that. Say he believe in you. All that is good. But by year 3 or year 4, that's when the Raiders players gonna get tired of him. Because just like Richard Sherman said, he already knew the speeches, the college atmosphere that that Pete Carroll bring. He heard all of that. He heard all of that. So if the Browns fire, oh no, if the Browns find their players were not speaking to the media, then they should the Jimmy Haslam, Andrew Burry, they should fire. They should hire. They should fine. Excuse me. They should fine Stefanski for not doing his job. It's time for us to get on these coaches for not speaking to the media. I don't care if it was on a family vacation. I don't care if it was sick. None of that. They hold these players to a high standard. It's time to hold these coaches to a high standard because the players have to always talk to the media, whether they have a good game or a bad game, or a bad loss that they shouldn't have lost. Now, can Joe Flacco beat Cleveland? I mean, can he beat Cincinnati? Of course he can. I still might pick the Browns to beat Cincinnati because it's a division game, and Cincinnati right now they favored by 5 going into Sunday, but that could change because we know um injuries could pop up. Some player healthy scratch. So yeah, anything happen. So just like the Commanders, just like Cleveland, they have multiple quarterbacks, and they haven't found any guy. Shador is the guy. Yes, he's the son. Yes, he's going to be confident because of his father, because who his father is, and his father instilled that in him. It's not his fault that he believe in him. He believe in himself. That's what we want. That's what we want as parents, and that's what the media wants. They want confident players. He he is not arrogant. He just he just confident in what he could do. Most quarterbacks that's been in Cleveland wasn't haven't been confident. You heard what Johnny Manziel said. Johnny Manziel said he had such a bad time in Cleveland that basically he was getting drunk, doing doing anything to get out of Cleveland because Jimmy Haslam, just like Dan Snyder, you know, paid paid Deshaun Watson all that money. Like I said, if I was Deshaun Watson, I would have signed the contract. But Deshaun Watson was still on his contract. They Cleveland tore it up, gave him a whole new one. So if you, of course, the hardcore Browns fans gonna watch it. If you are a Shadora fan, are you gonna watch the game on Sunday? Probably not because Shador not in there. But like we all know, Joe Flacco could go on there, could go on the bad stretch. We know that. And the only reason he left because Deshaun Watson felt some kind of way that Joe Flacco led the Browns into the playoffs. I mean, I don't care how Deshaun Watson felt. He was playing terrible, and the guy Joe Flacco off the couch came in there and won games. That's the part of the business. They always gonna look for the next guy at every position. That's just the way it goes. You know. So yeah. If there are any Cleveland fans in here, Cleveland Brown fans, what's y'all record? Or what do y'all expect from the season? Um, me, I give you 6 or 7 wins, and that's about it. Because we know Joe Flacco not the answer. They don't want Deshaun Watson to be the answer. They restructured his contract multiple times, so they just waiting for him to get off their books. Is Dylan Gabriel the answer? I don't think so. Sure, he played good and all that, but how you gonna give Huntley the 2 minute drive and not Shador? I tell you how, because if Shador did that, like TJ Houshmandzadeh said, it would have been a whole uproar. Who you gonna start? Now, like I said, if Shador got the 2 minute, all hell would have broke loose because would you start Flacco or Shador? And they didn't want that. Like the same thing happened in 2012 when the Washington Redskins at the time, we had the number 6 picks. We had the number 6 pick, excuse me. We moved up to the 2 spot, draft for RG3 in 2012. And the what was the 4th round? I think 4th round we drafted Kirk Cousins. And RG3 had a good rookie year, and the rest of his years here was uh in turmoil because the owner wanted to draft him. The two coaches his two coaches did not want to draft. No, I'm sorry. Mike Shanahan did not want to draft him, and he didn't want to give up them picks. Jay Gruden, when he came here, he wanted Kirk Cousins to start the whole time. Do Dylan Gabriel have a bright future in the league? Yeah, he does. Does Shador have a bright future in this league? Absolutely. Well, since they want Dylan Gabriel, if Joe Flacco struggles, I will put Dylan Gabriel in it. I would. Just to show that he's not the good. He's not the guy. You know how much excitement the Browns fans had once Shador was in there? Yeah, I know it's preseason. I know that. But You ain't get that from Joe Flacco being there. You ain't get that from Kenny Pickett being there. You ain't get that from Dylan Gabriel being there. Only one dude brought that to the Cleveland area. It's Shador. I know the white fans in Cleveland. You know they they happy Joe Flacco been named the starter. They gonna ride with Dylan Gabriel. And, they in the Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel camp, and the black fans are are in Shador camp and want to see him play. Like I said, if Shador was starting, I would watch. I would watch Cleveland take on the Browns. It's unfortunately that we play at the same time they do. So I'm gonna go and watch my guys. How you doing, Adrian? And Dave, how y'all doing today? Yeah. So like I said, my my I wouldn't say record, but I have Cleveland. I have them winning 6 or 7 games this year. 5, 6, or 7. And like I said, Browns never had this kind of buzz behind them. They never had. So really, y'all should thank Shador for the the press that y'all be getting, the publicity that y'all be getting. I think Miami should have drafted Shador. Um, that might still happen. Look out for that. Also, should he ask for a trade? Because what I saw from the Giants this offseason, of course Russell Wilson got the first snaps, then Jackson Dart got the second snaps. So, and what I read is that one of the Giants reporters said that James should ask for a trade and go back to the Saints. I can see if Jameis went back to the Saints, yeah, he would be the starter because Tyler Sott and Spencer Rattler, they don't believe in them guys. They just don't. I mean, They gonna come out and say yeah they believe in them. That's what they supposed to say. But I believe they also taking for Arch Manning when he comes up. Arch Manning have a generational name. He had them. His last name Manning. So So he's football royalty in some people's eyes. Did he struggle? Yes. Will he get better? Yes. But I don't think he should come out his first year and say, "Oh, I should come out just because I'm a first rounder." Because, like I said, and again, I'm gonna come and I'm again and again I'm gonna say this. I do not like Archie Manning coming out and saying that Archie Manning will spend 2 more years in college. If anybody should have came out and said that, it should have been his dad, Cooper Manning, should have said that. Not Archie, man. Because at some point, as a man, you have to say, Dad, I got this. Trust me. And that's what all these fathers, I mean, that's what all these sons have to do in these sports. Um, Boxing, you know, football. I say, Dad, trust me, I got this. You raised me right. I still love you, Dad. But you have to let me be my own man. I'm sure, Dave, when you was coming up, you told your dad the same thing. It's not that you didn't love your dad. It's just the fact that you wanted to show your dad, hey, I got it. I can stand on my own. And once you said that to your dad, Dave, I'm sure your dad was extremely confident in you. Every young man goes through that. I went there with my dad. I told him that I got this. Trust me, believe me. So these players have to do that, and some of these parents have to stop living through their sons. Do Arch Manning do he wanna join the family business? Did they even ask him, or they said, no, you going to join the family business, whether you like it or not? And I don't think that's right. And well, but yeah, yeah, every young man has to go through that. I don't care what race you are, what nationality, what your religious belief, but at some point you have to stand on your own 2 feet as a man yourself. Our parents not gonna be here forever, so we have to take the opportunity to embrace our manhood. Also, this Tuesday, I'm gonna wait till all the games finish on Monday. Then Tuesday, um I'm going to put up the conference put up the conference um who won in week one, and things like that. I'm gonna do all the divisions on Tuesday. So I will tell you guys where your team stand at in week one and throughout the season. Once again, if Dave, Dallas, you said, who said Dallas might win tonight? Um, they have a chance to win. Because it's a it's a division rival. Everyone know how division games go. Tooth and nail. Um, so I can see that. And when when you think Dallas don't have a chance to win, they do. And this is when that's when Dak plays some of his best ball. He does. I can't knock that. Will they win? Maybe. I'm looking forward to see what happens. Yeah. So everybody's excited for week one. I'm excited about week one 2024 season behind us. 2025 is here. I believe it's gonna be an exciting game. I mean, you look at all, you look at week one. It's all. Uh, you look, you look going into week one. It's all division games across the board, and I like it like that. Now I'm gonna say this: the guy who needs to win the most is Lamar Jackson because the last three playoff games, when he faced Josh Allen, and I know this where some Baltimore fans won't get mad at me, but Josh Allen made more plays, a few more plays than Lamar Jackson. That's not saying Lamar not a good player. It's just that Josh Allen have his number, and both of those and Patrick Mahomes have both of those guys' numbers. Yeah, yeah, Dak have a chip on his shoulder. He does. I mean, Dak is not very appreciated or respected in respected in the locker room. He's not. Um, Guys talk about him. Guys say he not this, not that. And the thing that I don't like about when Micah got traded and when Micah not been in the locker room, guys, guys talk shit about him. Why he not there? They had a problem with Micah. They should have addressed it. That's what I think they should have done. You don't let you don't let your feelings fester inside you. Now you speak on it. Um, so the Eagles are favored by 8 tonight, and the Chiefs are favored by 3 on Friday. And I will also give you guys a spread during Sunday's games. And if there's any Commanders fans in here, um, halftime, um, Santana Moss, man, inducted to the Ring of Fame, which is great, and the Commanders game versus the Giants sold out, so I'm impressed to hear that, and we're going to show everyone that last year wasn't a fluke, that we were just prepared for all situations, and we gonna do the same thing like we did last year. We're gonna show that we prepared. That's not the old Washington teams. We prepared and we're ready for any position, any outcome of the game. So I thank Dave for watching. Um, Sid Charms, thanks for watching. Adriana, I appreciate y'all for watching. Um, tune in because it's gonna be a fun season. If y'all haven't subscribed, subscribe. Um, I do read the comments, whether they are good or bad. If they are bad, that's not going to stop me. That's just going to motivate me for keep going and pushing and letting my channel grow. But I think the negative comments because I'm doing something right. Um, you you watching me for those of the ones being negative. I'm glad I can help you through your day by watching me. Even you leave negative comments. I'm here to stay. I love what I do, and I just thank y'all for listening to me. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.